tutorial for the Happy Days Fabric Corner Bookmark. And this is how you make it. And this is what you'll need. For each bookmark you'll need 3 squares cutting out. It's up to you the combination of colours and patterns that you use. I've gone with 2 of the same fabric and 1 separate colour. Fold one of your fabric pieces in half diagonally and press and make a nice crease along there. Once you've made a nice crease, take it to the sewing machine and start in there, sew all along there and form a nice top stitch. You might want to use some of your fancy stitches at this stage. I've top stitched it all along there and I've pressed it again. Place one of your fabric squares right sides up and take your triangle that you've just top stitched and place along there. Make sure that your edges all line up nicely. Next, take your other fabric square and place it right sides together on top. Line up your edges and then clip into place. I've clipped them all into place and I'm going to take them over to the sewing machine. I'm going to start there and stop, up to there and stop, across and stop, down there and stop, and there, and I'm leaving a gap there for turning. I've sewn all the way around, leaving a gap at the bottom, and I've clipped the corner so we have a better finish once we've turned it. Now I'm going to turn it the right way around through the gap I left. I've turned it the right way and I've pressed it, and all that's left now is to seal up the gap we left, and you can do that by either using webbing tape or you can hand sew it, and then that's your Fabric Corner Bookmark all finished. It's the tutorial for the Happy Days Fabric Corner Bookmark with a curve. And this is how you make it. For the bookmark you'll need 4 squares cutting out. I've used a different colour for my front of mine, but it's up to you which colour combination you want to do. The first thing we'll do is make the curve shape. Place 2 of your fabric squares right sides together. Make sure that the sides all line up. Then take your template and place on top. I've put mine onto a piece of card. I find it a lot easier to draw around. And then take your pen and draw a line along there. I've drawn around the template and now I'm going to cut round that line I've just drawn. Once you've cut it, clip it into place, and then I'm going to take it to the sewing machine and start there using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, sew all around the curve. I've sewn all along the curve and I've also clipped all along there to make it easier to fold, and now I'm going to open it up fold it over and then take it over to the iron and press. Place one of your fabric squares right sides up. Place your curved fabric on top. Line up all the edges and then take your remaining piece of fabric and place on top, right sides together. Make sure all your edges line up neatly and then clip into place. I've clipped them into place and now I'm going to start there and stop, down to there and stop, along there and stop, up there and stop, and back there and leave a gap for turning. I've sewn all the way around and I've left a gap for turning, and I've also snipped each of the corners, and now I'm going to turn it the right way round. I've turned it the right way and I've pressed it, and all that's left is to seal up the gap we left using hemming tape or stitch by hand. And that's your Happy Days Fabric Corner bookmark with a curve all finished.